Have a good Thursday.
Hey, what's up? This is Gary A. Swaby, and you're now listening to episode 101 of the Co-op podcast on thecoalition.com. And I'm here with the editor-in-chief, Richard Bailey. What's up, Richard?
What's up, listeners? Glad to be back for another episode of the Co-op. Let's get it popping.
Yeah, let's get popping indeed. We're also here with Charles Singletary. What's up, Charles?
What's up, everybody? I'm glad to be here.
Yep, and I know you guys had your holiday, your festivities and everything with Thanksgiving and obviously Black Friday following it. So, I hope you guys had a good time. So, how was it for you guys? Did you have a nice Thanksgiving?
I'll go first, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
I actually, I'm in the midst of a new job, and, I moved from my home over to Texas, so I wasn't able to spend Thanksgiving with family, which is fine. We already have plans for me to go down that way for Christmas. So, I spent time working, and for the first time in a long time, I was not working retail during this season. I actually work at a hospital, so today is kind of strange because normally I'd be working all day long because, Black Friday and Black Friday weekend and everything. But I'm actually able to enjoy myself and relax. And Black Friday wise, I actually did not spend anything out in the brick and mortar retail stores because I'm against it because, they open on Thanksgiving Day now, which sucks for the people. The people that would like the opportunity to spend time with their family, they don't have that. It went from
That makes sense.
It makes zero sense. Yeah, it went from 6 o'clock in the morning on Friday, starting Black Friday. It got a little earlier, then it went to midnight, and then last year is when they started opening 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day. I'm like, all right, that's kind of an encroachment on people's, families and experiences and stuff. It's too much. And I gotta wonder if it even warrants the money grab. But I wish people would, kind of just limit it to Friday or Cyber Monday, which is when I'm gonna do any kind of shopping if I buy anything. So.
Yeah, it seems kind of disrespectful to what Thanksgiving's even about because it's like, it's like Black Friday is basically becoming like the bigger thing than Thanksgiving itself. So
Pretty much.
It's really weird.
Yeah, and there's a lot of families and stuff. Last year, there were a lot of people that showed support, which was pretty awesome. Like we had customers that came in on like Saturday or late Friday and was like, yeah, we weren't going to come in Thursday because we think it's complete horseshit that y'all have to be here on Thursday. Like while everyone's having Thanksgiving and stuff, y'all have to be here for these ridiculous people. And I was like, that's dope. And I wish there would be more of a mass movement, for people not to support these retailers opening up on Thanksgiving Day. I think, as much as I hate GameStop, I believe they did that this year. They didn't open up on Thanksgiving Day. They didn't open until Black Friday.
That's true.
Yeah. So I actually had hoped that Best Buy would take that approach because they generally have a pretty, smart group of people at the head of it. But nope. It's all about that money, man. They do not care. And the thing is, like, a lot of people, kind of have jaded views on all the retail. They're like, oh, you can get another job. And for one, getting another job just like that, there are so many things you have to weigh. People can't just walk out of that. And, because, it may be accommodating to their schedule. They may be getting paid well, whatever. People can't just walk away from a job all the time. So, I don't know, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, indeed. So, Richard, how was your Thanksgiving?
Well, my Thanksgiving was very similar to Charles. I did not make it back to see family because I too had to work on some projects, some things that lingering, or they have lingered for quite a while. Some stuff related to the site, as well as some personal projects that I had been working on. So I had to stay back this time. I will, of course, see them for Christmas, But as for Black Friday, I agree with pretty much everything that Charles had to say. You know, a lot of stores was open on Thursday for Thanksgiving, and it is ridiculous. But it's also ridiculous that people cannot just buy stuff online because half the stuff you could order online and pick up at the store at any given time. But no,
Yeah, and just to give you an idea, like how absolutely psychotic this is, and it may be people that they may be addicted to this type of thing at this point because Walmart in Houston here, they had a brawl breakout over TV, right? Like they had the TV out, but here's the deal: it was an hour-long guaranteed price for this TV, meaning even if they ran out of stock in the store, you were guaranteed that TV at that price. It's just if you didn't get the physical one, they would ship it to you.
Hmm.
Which, you know, that's how the websites work anyway. You know, they have sometimes they have a limited stock, but with this particular thing, they were like, if you buy it within this hour, you're guaranteed it. But still, these people are in there fighting over these TVs. The cops had to pull people that were laying on top of the last one.
wow.
They had to pull them off of each other, and I don't understand it, man. Like, why not? Why not just do the online thing? Even though, you know, I guess some companies will lose money or whatever. But what the fuck ever? It's stupid.
Yes, it is. I also don't understand that some stuff would be. Well, yeah. I mean, it just doesn't make any kind of sense. But even beyond that, you know, they do make it where there is some stuff where you have to go to the store because I did look at a few items that was online and it said sold out online, which meant that you would have to go to the store to get the item. So I don't get that. But that practice is just real bad, in my opinion. But people will continue to support it, so they will continue to do it because everybody has it in their mind that they're going to get a deal. The funny thing is, half the time, a lot of those deals ain't even that much off, and you will be better off just buying the stuff at a later time or even full price if you want it that bad. But no.
Bro, like the things that existed beforehand, like, you know, the tablets and stuff, they get the price cuts. Some of those deals are good, but those same deals you will see on Cyber Monday. Now, the deals you'll see where it's like $100 TV or a $200 TV or, you know, some super cheap thing, 9 out of 10 chances, one, we didn't carry that item before that day. Okay, like it's specifically for that event. Like they put out specific models, these cheap pieces of crap, and these same people, they'll buy them that year, and they'll be back next year to buy the same shit.
Oh yeah.
And it's not worth it. I don't understand. Like, you're not really saving at all. Like in the long, I understand that people can't see that far ahead, but nah, man. Like the laptops and stuff, and I understand the appeal of a cheap deal, but it's not worth it. Even if you don't personally, you know, have like a family that you want to spend time with on a Black Friday or Thanksgiving Day, that's fine. But keep in mind that there are people that are, and a lot of those people are working these events, so you can go in there, fight some old woman for your $50 TV that you could have ordered online and just had it shipped to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Well said.
Yeah.
So on a lighter note, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Would you say?
No, I was gonna say I get on the soapbox with that stuff because I've dealt with it for 4 years, man.
Yeah, I know you've been grinding those retail jobs.
Yeah, I think I made it out for good now.
That's good, man. Congratulations on that.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, on a lighter note, I want to know what you guys have been playing this week because I know a lot of games dropped recently. So we'll start with Charles. What have you been playing?
Dragon Age, Dragon Age, a little bit of Dragon Age.
Oh man,
I think. Hold on, there was some Dragon Age. Yeah, that's it. That is all I have been playing. After I finished the review for Vanishing of Ethan Carter, like I went straight into it. By the way, that review is on the website, and it deserves to be in the conversation for Game of the Year. So go check that out. But Dragon Age exceeded and continues to exceed my expectations, plot wise. Not so much gameplay wise, but the plot and the side missions. And when I say gameplay, I meant the battle system. The battle system is kind of par for the course for me. It looks great though, and the tactical stuff is cool. But the story, the scope of everything, and the characters, man, I can't put it down. Like I find myself every day is a mission to find time to play Dragon Age.
Yep. Yeah, I can attest to that. And with regards to the combat system, let me ask you, what difficulty are you playing on?
I switch between hard and normal.
Okay. Yeah, because I find with Dragon Age games, it's more fun. Like I appreciate the combat system a lot more when it's difficult, like when the combat's difficult and stuff.
Yeah, so you can actually use the tactical stuff.
Exactly, yeah. Because if it's too easy, then it gets boring. So I like the difficulty in those games. But yeah, everything else you said definitely on point, man. Like this game is one of the best next gen RPGs. Period.
Whoa.
Yeah. No, it is. As a matter of fact, that's an understatement. It is one of the best next gen titles. Period. This is one of the few games that I think justifies not only the purchase of the console, but even the fucking move to next gen, because it's huge. Like there was a point in the game, no lie, I finished a mission and I seriously thought the single player campaign was over.
Yeah,
like, I thought it was. Yeah, like I thought it was done because considering the amount of time that I had put in, and you compare it to other games, and then the ramifications of what happened, how it happened, I was like, oh snap, the game's over, and I was like, then I'm just gonna have a bunch of side quests to do. Man, I looked at the percentage thing on my save file after the said mission, and it said 9%, and I was like, what the fuck?
If it's the spot I'm thinking about, that's really where the game actually just begins.
It literally is. Everything changes after that point, and there's so many things that you would expect. Okay, this will be in the next game, or you won't really see the results of this now. Maybe even you're thinking, hey, this will be in DLC. Nah, all of that shit's in the game, and like it's like I have a question. Like I'm trying not to spoil it, but did you choose the Templars or the Mages?
Mages.
I did too, and that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
After that mission. Like, Rich, you need to catch up so I can throw some spoilers out there, but I want to run it for you. Screw the people listening, because they know it's going to be spoiled. They're already playing it too, so.
I think what we need to do is, I think me, you, and Tony just need to do like a whole spoiler cast or something, or
just so we can talk about it, because I don't have anyone to talk to about it except for the random stuff I throw in the Skype chat every day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean this game, man. I mean, like you said, there's so much content in there, and they could have easily like took out some of this content and sold it as DLC, but it's all in there, man.
Yeah, a lot of these missions, even you can even compare it to Origins, stuff that was in the DLC, like the way they were structured, the characters they introduced. You kind of go way off the beaten path to find out this stuff. Those are DLC missions, and even then, it was like, okay, that's rightfully justified. I don't mind paying that money because you got a lot of value out of Dragon Age. But Inquisition, whew, man, so much stuff going on, and you don't even scratch the surface. Like you go deep. Just how Kotaku had the hinterlands, or hinterlands, whatever article. You need to leave that area because that's really just the opening. That's just a tutorial area. And that's true. There's about 10 different areas of that size, I think, something like that. And I don't even think, with me being nearly 30 hours in, I haven't been everywhere yet. I still haven't gone to all the places you can go.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I know that there's people out there who don't like to grind and explore and stuff, and the game doesn't exactly throw it in your face and, force you to do it. But I feel like a lot of people will actually naturally want to do it because it will help you, like, you'll get the resources and everything that will help you to complete the main missions and everything.
Yeah, and you often don't even realize you're on a side mission.
Exactly,
If you,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it feels like it's all part of the main story. Which I thought about that yesterday in one of the reviews that I listened to. I can't remember what site it was, but they talked about how the side missions um, made it where the main mission, the main storyline was boring. I was like, well, for one, you don't need to separate those things. They're all a part of it.
Yeah,
Like
they
every
really are,
single
because I mean, a lot of the side stuff relates to events going on in the main quest.
Yeah, they relate directly to it, and I believe they still influence it too.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna stop because I can seriously talk about that game forever.
Yeah, I know Rich is getting mad hearing us talk about it too. So,
No, nobody's bad. What are you talking about?
so what have you been playing, Rich? Because I've been playing Dragon Age. That's all I've been playing. I did get GTA as well, but I only played the introduction mission. I'm liking the graphics. Like you notice the difference.
Well,
And I transferred my character, but that's all I've really done, so I can't say much. I'm looking forward to getting online and playing with you guys, though.
well, before I say what I am playing, I'm gonna go say what I'm pretty sure that Charles is mad now because we know how he feels about these remastered games getting re-released. Uh,
Hell yeah!
yeah. So Grand Theft Auto 5, that's a thumbs down. But let me go ahead and now say what I've been playing. Um, I have not been playing Dragon Age Inquisition because I have way too many games that I'm playing at the same time. Um,
And you know what? Salute to you because if you tried to play Dragon Age, you would not be playing those other games at
yeah,
all.
yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. So here's the deal. I decided to go back and finish some games that I have not finished, and I was thoroughly surprised with what I saw. For example, I finally played through The Wolf Among Us, the final episode, episode 5, and I'm gonna say this right now. That series needs to be in a discussion for some type of
Game of
award.
the year.
Yes, it really deserves some type of award because I was not prepared for that final chapter. That final chapter is just excellent.
Yeah.
Um, all the stuff that happens in that chapter is just, yeah, I have no complaints. So
What?
I do believe that I like the little twist ending where it is left up, something that I wasn't expecting. So I really do think that anybody that is a fan of Telltale definitely should play that game. They should play Walking Dead, and of course, they should definitely play Tales of Borderlands, even though I haven't played that just yet. But I keep hearing a lot of great things about that too. But I went back and I finished that. I've been playing a lot of NBA 2K15. I don't know why I'm still playing that game, but the career mode keeps me playing it for some reason because I'm trying to get better as a player so I can elevate my status and elevate my team to another level. Yeah, it's a great game. It has a lot of issues, but if you play through it for long enough, you don't really care about those issues. You just want to progress in the game. So it's that type of game. I have been playing WWE 2K15. I finally will have my review done before this show goes up because I have a lot to say about this game. Um, in the beginning, the game was very disappointing. It still is disappointing, but some stuff redeemed it enough where it's not going to be one of the worst games I've ever played. It'll never be on that level, but they got a lot of work to do on this series from here on out. I'll just say that much for now. Um, and last but certainly not least, Far Cry 4. Still very much enjoying that game, but I have yet to really get deep enough to tell you whether or not it is a must-own, a must-pick-up game. You know, obviously, for those who ever heard the news, if you did buy Unity, you know that Ubisoft is now giving away free games because Unity doesn't work. So that was one of the games on that list. So I would definitely recommend that people should try it out because, you know, I'm pretty sure that game actually works, unlike Unity. It has so many doggone issues. But so far, so good. I have quite a bit more games to play, so pretty sure I'll have a lot more to say on the next show because I just picked up Evil Within, a game that is very controversial, and I also picked up Alien Isolation, so I'll probably have something to say about both of those, including whatever else comes out between now and next week. So that's it for me, though.
Cool, that's what's up. So, I mean, we already talked about Black Friday a little bit, and I was going to ask you guys if you managed to take advantage of any of the deals out there or any of the Steam sales, because, you know, Steam had a sale and stuff. I know Charles has a PC, but I don't know how big a PC gamer he is. But yeah, I just wanted to ask you guys quickly if you actually took advantage of any of the deals.
You know what? I am an idiot. I didn't even think to look at Steam to see if they had any sales. I need to actually look now to see if they have.
Oh man,
Because
Yeah, man.
they had a really good one.
They had a hell of a lot of games on sale. A lot of games that was out this year, not too long ago, from when they first came out either.
Yeah, they had Shadow of Mordor on sale. They had a lot of new stuff. Even Tales of Borderlands, they had the season pass for like $1 cheaper or something like that.
Gotcha.
And that just came out.
All right, keep this in mind. Like, you know, you say you don't know really if I'm a big PC gamer or whatever. I am, but only certain types of games. Typically, if it comes out on consoles, I'll get it on the console. It was a console that I have. So, you know, stuff like Shadows of Mordor, you know, the shooting games, all of those types of things, I'll get those on the console. But like RTS titles like Company of Heroes, Total War Shogun, Team Fortress, a lot of indie titles, a lot of early access games. I get all of those on PC because I mean a lot of them you can only get on PC anyway. So I try to get those types of games, like the indie games, and support them, or Banner Saga, you know, that kind of stuff. I try to get those as quickly as possible. And then I buy a lot of Humble stuff too.
Oh yeah, those are great.
Heck. But I see, I'm looking at the sales now. Man, they got some good stuff on here too. Oh yeah. I done messed up now.
Oh no, it's all right. You see the upcoming sales, so they are going to have the Crew on sale, as well as I look at this list, as well as Game of Thrones season pass.
Really? But see, I've never done those on PC. I don't know if I want to.
You know what? I prefer I prefer the Telltale games on PC because it just makes things easier. Like, because you know, there was like a new generation of console and everything, and then like there was the whole thing of, oh, I can't transfer my data, so you know you have to buy the games again, replay them again, and everything. So I'm glad I bought them on PC because, like, you know, now it doesn't matter if I change my hardware. Like, those games will always be available on Steam for me. So.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So besides that, you didn't take advantage of anything, Charles?
No. The only thing that I actually purchased on Friday was some music off of Rhyme Sayer's website, which is a hip hop site. They had a bunch of CDs on sale for $2, and I bought like 5 CDs and a T-shirt. Is what I did. I just didn't have enough money to just kind of throw around at a lot of the deals, and I wanted to look at Cyber Monday stuff. But the tough thing is I'm in between the checks between Best Buy and going to the new job, so I have to keep that in mind also.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Responsibilities.
Yeah. How about you, Rich? Because I saw you had an exchange with none other than David Jagnall, who he was talking about a headset or something.
David Jagnall actually sent me. Amazon had a sale on some PlayStation 4 headsets from Turtle Beach. I looked at the offer. I thought it was excellent. Then I decided to do some research, and I found the PlayStation 4 Gold Wireless headset on sale. Already had a gift card, so I went on ahead and got that headset. Now, I'm going to let people know what I really think about this headset after I've had an opportunity to test it out, whether or not it's great. But I'm pretty sure I'll be pleasantly surprised. It's better than what I had before, because, man, that headset was horrible I had before. I could hear people. Well, no, people said they could hear me, but I couldn't hear anybody, so it's already going to be better. But, yeah, I did buy that as well as Alien Isolation when it went on sale. But aside from that, nah, no other games, man, because I ain't got no more store credit since I bought up all the other stuff that I was planning to buy, Dragon Age as well. So best believe when I play it, I will have something to say about it because I spent my credit on that. But no, that's about it. I am going to be getting some other stuff, but I'm waiting for Game of Thrones to come out and Tales of Borderlands. I'll be getting both of those. That's about it, though.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I got paid on Thursday, and before I did anything, I had to, handle those bills and everything.
Yeah.
So, I haven't really had much time to look at all the deals and, take advantage of them. But, after seeing these Steam sales, I know I'm definitely going to pick up a few things that I've been meaning to play, like Shadow of Mordor and Tales of Borderlands and stuff like that. So, and of course, Game of Thrones when that drops. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Okay, so let's get into our topics for this week. Not that much happened this week, so it's going to be a fairly short show compared to other episodes, unfortunately. But hey, it was Thanksgiving and not much happened. So firstly, I wanted to talk about Ubisoft. They've been trolling people who pirate their games, and I think it was very smart as well how they did it. Basically, on the PC version of Far Cry 4, there was a patch that released day one, I believe, and it actually input the settings for the field of view, so you can change the settings for the field of view, which is basically like how far ahead you can see and stuff like that. But so that meant that if you pirated the game, you wouldn't have access to that patch, which I think is very smart because they got a lot of people complaining, and those people complaining were people who actually didn't buy the game and pirated the game. So that was a smart way to out those people who were pirating the game. So I wanted to ask you guys what you think of that tactic, and do you think that this should be common practice? We'll start with you. Go ahead.
Okay. When I first read about that and the fact that, of course, the people complaining kind of raised the fact that they had pirated the game, I thought that was absolutely fantastic. I think that is brilliant, and I think they need to find more ways to do such a thing. I mean, it makes sense if you can find a way with the world that we live in, with the patches and stuff afterwards. If they have that degree of control over, if you pirate it, they won't be able to do this and blah blah blah. By all means, do it, because pirating needs to be knocked back significantly. Because that's one of the things, if I'm not mistaken, that pushes developers away from like PC exclusive stuff. And this is also a really good time for them to fix these kind of issues, because we're about to get the PC quote unquote consoles like the Alienware Alpha and the Steam boxes. So with Steam, piracy is not so much of an issue because of how they're structured, but PC overall there are issues because it's so easy to pirate the titles. But I think it's brilliant, and they should keep doing it. It should be a staple. It'd be kind of interesting talking about what feature the pirated guys are going to be missing out on or whatever.
I agree with that. So here's the deal. I do agree with a lot of that stuff, and I was very surprised to hear this news, because that proved to me that Ubisoft, well, I find it interesting that they would spend a lot of time on making sure that that was in place, but not as quite as much time making sure these games are actually finished. Now,
Mhm.
Far Cry 4 Far Cry 4 is pretty much done, so I haven't noticed any issues with that game. Some people did say they noticed issues with the multiplayer, but you don't play that game for multiplayer anyway. You play that for the single player campaign. Um, but with Assassin's Creed Unity, though, once again, this you cannot forget what happened with this game. So I'm glad that they're putting this stuff into place to make sure people are not pirating their games. But yeah, they need to actually make sure these games are actually ready before they drop them in the first place, because those who pirate a game and then it's jacked up like Unity was, well, they don't care because they got the game for free. Whereas somebody who spends their hard-earned money buys a game and it doesn't work, I mean, that should never be the case. This stuff should work, especially
Right.
when you're buying games and they expensive as they are nowadays. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, how do you feel about, other companies doing this, using this as a way to combat piracy? Because it can go wrong because, say, somebody buys a game and the internet goes out, they already have the game downloaded or whatever, but, they don't get to enjoy the full experience because something was taken out of the game that they haven't been able to patch in yet. So, I mean, do you guys think that it would be too problematic for other publishers to take this on and do this?
With a PC culture that's so centric on patching anyway, I think that the rewards outweigh the risk by far. Because I mean, if you're buying games and you're not able to get the patches, I'm wondering how you're even playing a lot of these PC games anyway, because don't they all generally have to be connected in general just to even download portions of the
Yeah,
titles?
DRM, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, do you think that this is something that, I mean, there's not really piracy on consoles, so there's no need to do it there. But do you see EA, perhaps adopting this on Origin and, other platforms doing this?
If you're gonna sell a game on PC, then you probably should find a way of doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the simplest way to put it. They need to find a way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say, hey, why not? I mean, it's a tool that they have to use to combat piracy, and instead of, like trying to rob us with all these DLCs and, season passes and stuff that aren't even valuable, then, this is something else they can do to kind of recoup and make their money back. So I'm all for it.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on, continuing with Ubisoft, they've announced that the crew won't be given to reviewers before launch, and their reasoning is because that it's an MMO. But I wanted to ask you guys that is this justified, or do you guys think that this game might possibly end up as another Assassin's Creed Unity?
I'll let Rich go first.
Go ahead, Rich.
So here's the issue. This game is supposedly an MMO racing game, correct? I think this is Ubisoft trying to save face before the reviews get out there, because if you recall, when Destiny came out, they had the exact same disclaimer where they told people do not listen to any reviews, any day one reviews, because they may not be a full reflection of what the finished game will be. So this is along the same lines. However, they needed to do this because of what happened with Unity. So, in my opinion, it is a bit concerning, because as we already know, when a game's review is out ahead of time, that means the publisher has a lot of confidence in the game, and therefore they're so confident, whereas they know it's good and it will be received well by the majority of people who play it. This is a game, though, that depends on who you ask. I had a chance to play this game at PAX East, and I had a horrible experience playing this game. So I'm a little biased in whether or not I think it will be successful. Whereas others who are on this site, they've actually played in the beta and they enjoyed it. So maybe it'll turn out great. I am glad that they did this to say, let people know in advance what the deal is. But they also said that they're going to be changing their whole reviews policy process moving forward. So I'll be very interested to see what happens next year when they release another game, how that's all going to work, whether it's for the division or any other game that may get announced at E3. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Okay, what are your thoughts on it, Charles?
I actually think it's okay, simply because the issues that I had with people putting out reviews early when Destiny came out, I think with a game that has an online-centered experience, if the reviews can still come out day one, then it's kind of pointless. But I guess it would make a little bit more sense because then you're actually able to play the game within the fully populated online world, which is where the review should be, getting its impressions from. But I don't mind it so much. I think it makes sense. I wish Destiny would have been handled like that, but not everything is perfect. But,
Yeah, I mean, I happen to know that they beta tested this thing for a very long time because me and Rich, we were part of some Ubisoft testing a while back, and I've gotten emails and stuff like invites to do testing for the game, and this was months ago. So I know they've been beta testing this game for like a very, very long time. So
but hey, the beta testers aren't necessarily the people that are going to be reviewing this game.
That's correct.
yeah, no, but I say that to say this. I don't think this game will be another Assassin's Creed Unity. I think it will come out and it will be on point. It will work how it's supposed to work. It's just whether the actual game itself is going to be good.
Yeah.
I would like to make a quick statement about what you just said. Yeah, that's the question of whether or not the game itself will be good. Because I happen to know of another game that was being tested that I participated in called Watch Dogs. And we all know how that game turned out. So this, of course, does not have a story. So therefore, it's probably going to be better because of that. But but who knows? We'll find out soon because the game is out next week. So for those of us that are going
next week.
Oh yeah, it's out on Tuesday, December.
Wow, I feel like December's creeping up real fast now.
Oh yeah, it's December 1st.
Yeah, all those games that came out in November, time flew right on by.
Yeah. Like these past 2 weeks have been kind of a blur, man. Dropping and stuff. But yeah, I know Brian's excited for that game. So I'm interested to see how it turns out because DriveClub was a flop. Let's be real.
Wait a second.
It wasn't a flop.
Wait, it wasn't a flop?
No.
Really?
The game, one of the things that just kind of got brushed over, amidst all the issues with the free version not coming out and the online not working for like that week and a half, the game itself didn't get bad reviews. Like the game was not bad. The gameplay was good. The graphics were good. It had those issues. It does not make it a flop.
I mean, the game might have been okay. It might have been a playable experience. When you're playing by yourself, of course. But I just feel like the competition was too steep for it to come out this year. Like you had Forza Horizon 2, and the Crew, and
But okay, all right. So what is making? Like first off, we already have talked on the podcast about how it was a mistake that they targeted Forza. In a way, it was a mistake because it got them in the conversations of more people. I think so. It's smart marketing. It sucks that they didn't have it working day one, which that was stupid. But what makes it, which is an original IP, less valid of an entry than the Crew, which is also original. They're both unproven. They're both unproven titles. And
I can't say for the Crew, but yeah, I haven't played it or anything, but I feel like the concept for the Crew is much better and much more ambitious than Drive Club. Like Drive Club just kind of seems boring. Like it's like
it's two. Now, one thing I say is two very different games. The cruise thing with the map is definitely its most appealing thing. But I've already said how I feel like the rest of it looks boring as shit outside of that. Because I would love for it to be good. Because I'm not as much of a gearhead as Brian is, but I'm a big racing game fan. Like, I enjoy them. And I haven't had one that I could just pour hours and hours into. I'm not saying that Drive Club was going to be that. Forza, I don't have an Xbox One, so I don't play Forza. The Crew does not look like it's going to be that game. I hope it is, but I don't think it will be.
So what was actually the appeal of Drive Club? Like, what was everybody looking forward to exactly?
Me personally, I liked the social aspect because, and this, I may be the only person that shares this mindset. Whatever. With racing games, there's a level of skill that I simply will not reach with the game. When you're playing a single player, then that really isn't a factor because you can drop the settings. Like I'm good, but I'm not like professional. I know every course and the perfect speeds to take shit, whatever. But when you play online, when you can only do so well at racing games, when you play online, that gets exposed pretty quickly, and the online gets boring just that fast. Because if you're not in the top 3, then you're wasting your time playing. A little bit of a side thing that Drive Club created was the fact that every single thing you do during a race is weighed in a way. So how fast you go down this straightaway, how you take this curve, how you drift in this position, coming on the pedestal is just one of the many ways for you to gain points and to have some kind of victory. That is what was appealing to me in that sense with the online stuff.
Okay, well, you explained that pretty well, so I'll give you that. But still, I mean, to me, it just seemed kind of bland. Just the whole.
See, I don't get that, because if you consider it bland, then Gran Turismo's bland as shit. Because that game,
I don't think so.
I do, and this is coming from a Gran Turismo fucking career player. Gran Turismo has not evolved.
I mean, yeah, the last one, and maybe GT5 as well. I don't know, but yeah, the last couple haven't been. They didn't push the series forward like they should have. But I do think that was more so the hardware, and they were trying to do too much and they were limited. But I feel like the next GT that will come out on PS4, I think that's going to be the one we've all been waiting for, and I think it's going to do much more on the.
I really hope
Drive Club has done.
I really hope it is, because if you could click me out in real life and look at my hours that I've put into games, Gran Turismo is in the top 10 of how many hours I put into video games, because Gran Turismo 3, A-Spec, and 4, my goodness, it was school, food, Gran Turismo. That was it. That was all I did. And it was ridiculous, man. And then with them having the A-Spec and the B-Spec, you can do the endurance races and actually coach drivers, which I thought that was amazing. You could coach the drivers as opposed to having to drive the whole time. So I do endurance races and have to worry about the wear and tear of the tires, and then coach them to be hold this position or push forward at this point in the race, blah, blah, blah. I was doing all kind of stuff like that. And it's just, it doesn't appeal to me anymore. There are steps that they should have taken that they haven't. Even graphically, because there's only so much detail you can put into a car's interior and sound that will affect how fun the game is. At some point, you need to invest in the environment. You got to invest in like the campaign, and you got to invest in even like the weather stuff and damage. My goodness, we all know how much of a joke Gran Turismo is when it comes to damage and stuff like that. So, but in their campaign has never been anything dynamic. I think people don't realize that because like it's cool to go in and do your licenses and do the different races and championships, but it's never been like you're a character moving forward within this world of any sort. It's just you drive in these events. That's it. There's a multitude of cars you can do the shit in, which are a lot of them very pointless to drive, but you can if you want to. And that appeal for Gran Turismo is falling apart for me. I need more. And
that's why I'm hoping the next ones will, help progress it in all those aspects that you mentioned there. But
I hope so.
Still, I feel like the past two games, I'd rather play them than DriveClub. Like they just seem like they have more to offer in terms of being a driver.
I mean, I can't agree there. 6, no interest. Like I had no interest in playing that one. And then there's another thing with me. I started liking Forza more than Gran Turismo because they're both sim, but I feel, and let me know if this makes sense to you or not, Gran Turismo's controls are too sim sometimes. And I don't like it. It's just like I said, my skill level is up to a certain point. I'm not a professional when it comes to like these driving things, because I feel like on Gran Turismo at some point there was a guy. As a matter of fact, they had a contest where a guy was so good at the Gran Turismo game they actually let him drive in real life. I feel like you have to be able to race those cars in real life to fucking be successful with Gran Turismo a lot of the time, and that may appeal to some people. That's fine, but Forza had a good balance, a better balance, with kind of the looser controls. When you're playing Grid, the first Grid was my favorite racing game of all time. It was a good balance with everything. It definitely leaned more on the arcade side, but my goodness, that game was fun. It was fun. Even though they didn't advance that much with how the game was structured, but they still made it a point to be like, hey, this is your nickname, whatever. This is you. You're the racer. We talk to you in your headset when you're racing about the shit that's going on around you. It's exciting. You're getting sponsorships. You're moving up. You're a name in this world, and you're becoming more and more popular. You don't have that with Gran Turismo.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. But I mean, from my perspective, when I play a racing game, I just want to race, and I mean, I guess I'm not the best representation of a driving game fan because I don't play driving games that much. But I mean, as someone who just likes to race, I prefer to play a Gran Turismo. I mean, Forza's obviously killing shit. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't like Forza or something because I like that. I recognize that game is amazing too. But I mean, when it comes to driving, GT's definitely up there, and I just feel like DriveClub, it didn't know what it wanted to be, and it wasn't what it needed to be. That's the one.
I think it did know what it wanted to be, and there's still time for it to continue to add to that. Now, if I had to choose, like with all of them, like I don't like if I had all of these games as a choice, like I owned every console, right? I have hope. Basically, I've given up on the current games that we have. Forza's cool. I don't appeal so much to the simulation side anymore as much as I used to. Forza's good. Like, if I got a good deal, I'll probably buy Forza Horizon. But I'm looking for something new. I need originality in the racing genre. I was hoping the DriveClub would be better. I was hoping that the crew would be better. I'm hoping that Project Cars is good. But what I would actually like, and me and Brian talked about this, is for Need for Speed to get back on track with what it was doing. Back when, we went from Need for Speed Underground to Underground 2, and Most Wanted, because those games were getting amazing. Like, they were just ridiculous. Most Wanted is probably my favorite arcade racing game of all time. And I want them, not necessarily to get back to just the cops thing in the open world, but get to where Forza Horizon is, but with better controls, more so like with more arcadish controls like Grid, or just not as ridiculous as Need for Speed has been, because they went to the old stuff now.
Yeah.
Which is, they took it way back. I'm cool with nostalgia and everything, but y'all got to step it up.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on that, Rich, on what we discussed about those games?
Well, yeah, I only have one thought, really. Charles said that DriveClub was not a flop, correct?
I would say, like, in a gameplay sense, basically, because everybody's still operating under the mindset that it's broken and people can't play it, when that's not even true.
Yeah. Well, I think that they had. I believe that the title had a lot of potential. Obviously, Sony did not do a good job communicating. First and foremost, they didn't really do a good job. Once it was time for the game to come out, you saw commercials, so on and so forth. But they didn't really do a good job, I think, of really pushing the game from a marketing standpoint and really communicating with people as to what it was to get them hyped for it in advance. It's easy to throw a commercial out when the game is right about to come out, but it wasn't really that much updates pertaining to what was going on with the game, because everybody knew it was supposed to be out at launch. So the fact that it was already a launch game and then it got pushed back, that definitely did not bode well for them in the end, because they will always be remembered for that. However, yeah, it does have time to get back on track, depending upon what they do. I saw that they were giving out free DLC, that was supposed to be part of the, I guess the season pass or whatever. They've been giving that out free to make up for the fact that the game had such a bad launch. Which is good, but I do question, though, whether or not there will be another entry in this series, because of all the issues that they've had with this game. And we already know Gran Turismo, the next Gran Turismo, I think, is coming out in 2016. I don't know if it's coming out in 2015 yet, because that game may get delayed to 2016. But I really think that we'll see with the next Gran Turismo whether or not you even need a Drive Club, because when Drive Club got announced, while I thought the game looked great, the first thing I thought about was, why isn't Gran Turismo coming out? They had Gran Turismo come out last year on PlayStation 3. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's good, but where's the PlayStation 4 version? They could have, I would even argue they could have made a remastered version of that for PlayStation 4. But no, because it would have took probably too much time for them to do it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just, going hard and working on the new one.
Yeah. Because when Drive Club was announced, I appreciated the fact that it was something different. But I, again, got to ask the question, why didn't they just have Gran Turismo? They know it's a proven seller. That should have been the game they should have focused on bringing to PlayStation 4 when it was ready. Don't rush it. Take the time, finish it, and then let that come out on the system. But I guess no, they couldn't wait, so...
And I just had a thought as well. What if Gran Turismo is one of the games they announce next week at the PlayStation event?
That could happen. Although Charles will be very angry if Last Guardian is not one of those games that's announced. So.
Yeah,
I'm getting tired of this shit. Really getting tired of it, man. It's been way too long.
Yeah, next week will definitely be an interesting episode, once we know what goes down. So I'm looking forward to that. So we're gonna wrap this thing up, but before that, Game of Thrones is obviously coming out this week, and real quickly, I just wanted to get your thoughts on how you think it will turn out. Like, what are your predictions for this game. Will it be impressive? Will it be a letdown? Just let me know what you think.
I'll let Charles go first because he's about to be out.
Yeah.
But last, what am I doing? Last words right now?
Oh no, what you think about Game of Thrones? You think it's going to be successful?
Oh, what I think about Game of Thrones? It's Telltale Games, man. I believe in them. I believe in them with every fabric of my being. They have not failed me yet, and I don't think they will. Matter of fact, I'm going to write up something about Telltale bridging the gap between entertainment mediums and kind of ushering us into a new era of entertainment. Not a new era, but just a new way to entertain some things. But I think this is going to be fantastic. I love the fact that they have the same voice actors for this. It's awesome that they're doing this with while collaborating with George Martin, and taking a family that we knew about, we knew they existed, but we hadn't really read anything about them, and making their own series for it. It's going to be interesting to see why they're doing 6 episodes as opposed to 5. I think they're going to do it like the books do and have the prologue or epilogue where it's just a one-shot character and they probably die at the end of it. We shall see. But I definitely think it's going to be good. If not, if not just good, I think it'll be the best thing Telltale has done in this format.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. If you think it will be the best one, period.
Yeah, because they've taken. Just looking at the individual things that we have, like Telltale, all of these things have good writing. Well, Walking Dead's comics have good writing. The TV show has shit writing. But the game is really, really good, more so because of the interactions that we have. Because there's nothing story-wise absolutely amazing happening in Walking Dead. It's the fact that you have so much control over what's going on around you. That's the best part. They set up decent situations, but the part is you're with this group of survivors and you're keeping them alive. Wolf Among Us has more narrative and a deeper story, and it's really good, but they have really good books to pull from. And I think the Game of Thrones series has even better books to pull from. Mm-hmm. So we'll see a reflection of that. Like the minds of the Telltale team combined with George Martin, I think we're going to get an incredible product from that.
Agreed.
Oh,
yeah. And now I can step back off my soapbox.
Yeah, Rich, I know you got a lot to say on that too, so go ahead.
Yeah, I just was going to say, Charles said a lot already. I'm just going to say, Telltale, they have no doubt that they will be successful with this because HBO is involved in this again, and the creator is involved in this, so they have all the guidance they need to create something. I'm pretty sure that people will see some of the show creep into this. When they released the trailer that showed a lot of the characters that are already in the show, that pretty much was very telling. And I'm pretty sure that they will reference this family once again. They have referenced them in the past. They're pretty sure they will do it again this upcoming season. They are going to find a way to tie that in with the show. So I very much am looking forward to it. I can honestly tell you I have not watched every single episode of Game of Thrones. Same as with The Wolf Among Us. I knew about the comic before, but I never, ever checked out the comic. After playing that game, now I want to get into the comic, and I'm pretty sure after playing this game, I'm going to want to get into Game of Thrones even more because I will want to then go back and play it again after I've gotten into the series to catch all the references to things that might have happened in the past. So,
well, yeah, there's probably going to be a lot of those, and I want to know why you haven't even started watching it already.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
What are you doing?
I thought he watched them. I'm surprised.
Well, yeah. I know a lot of other shows such as Breaking Bad, and so I got to catch up now. Plus HBO, I don't have HBO subscription yet.
I don't either. I got you, bro. I got some connections for you. We'll talk. But and actually, I have another question for you, but on this topic. But I'm gonna let Gary say what he thinks first.
Oh man, I've read some of the books. And, unfortunately I haven't, finished them all because they're just so damn big and, there's so much I want to read that, you know, at some point I lose interest and read other things, and then I come back to it. But you know, the books are awesome. The TV shows even more awesome. So this game, you know, I'm really looking forward to it. And like you said, I definitely feel like it has potential to be the best thing Telltale has put out yet, just because the source material was so great. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
And what I was going to say, Rich said something in his where they're going to have to find a way to get this family into the TV series. But do they really have to do that, though?
I
Well,
don't think they do. I don't think they should, to be honest.
well,
I think they should let them coexist separately. Just like The Walking Dead. Because think about it, Walking Dead is the same. You do realize that The Walking Dead that we play exists in the same universe as the TV show, not the comics, right?
yeah, because they've had Glenn was in season 1. They've had a few characters. I don't think they need to have the characters physically show up, but I figure they may mention one or two of the characters that are in the game in terms or every time they mention the family.
That house is a pretty big deal, so I think they will mention them. And of course, the fact that they have Cersei and Tyrion in the game.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to have to be something around that, which I think is cool. Even though, you know, I'm fine with it being a very, very limited experience with them having it, them being a part of it, because the characters that George Martin creates are all infinitely interesting in themselves, and there's so many families for them to pull from, even on the lower tier that we don't really know about. So, and
I'm the timeline of this thing, like the timeline of when it takes place.
I think I read that it takes place around the 4th and 5th book, but I'm not sure. I need to look into it because that makes me wonder if they're going. There's a big reveal that has yet to happen. How many books in are you, Gary?
I'm on the 2nd book, so not that far.
All right. Well, I won't spoil it for you.
But I've seen all the shows.
No, I'm talking about something past the shows even.
Okay, so you read them all?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll catch up.
Yeah, there's a big reveal that should be coming in the next season. Or should it be the next season? Yeah, it should be in the next season. Probably towards the tail end of it. And I'm wondering if they will use the games as a means to introduce this big reveal, maybe. I don't know. And I know that sounds vague as crap, but I have a thing with Game of Thrones. I do not spoil it for anybody. Like, I've argued with friends because of this, because they be tweeting out stuff while people watching the show. You know, the people that read the books would be tweeting stuff out that happened in the books to spoil it for the people on the show, which I don't understand. Like, why be a dick? What's the point of that? Like, we all want to be entertained by these things, but apparently, rumor is that the show is going to deviate from the books now. Or they kind of already have a little bit, but they're going to deviate a little bit more. So, and then they're going to catch up. And George Martin hadn't even released the last 2 books, so you know we'll all be learning stuff at the same time.
Yeah, I think he's going to release that book sometime next year, or you know, because if they're running out of the source material, then you know, what are they going to do?
Well, the thing is, he supplied a complete outline of where the story goes and the major events in case he were to pass away. He already supplied the producers of the show that list.
All right, but still, I mean, I just hope that the you know there's going to be next year's season, and I hope that the book comes out, you know, sometime after that, because if the next season after that comes out and the book still ain't out yet, like that's kind of messed up for the people who just want to read, and you know.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be salty about that. Not even gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, that's all we got to talk about this week. So we're gonna get going now. Do you guys have any final thoughts quickly?
Rich, you first.
Oh. Yeah, no. I'm just once again thank everybody for listening, supporting the site as always. Stay tuned. We're definitely going to have a lot to talk about next week with these little award ceremonies coming up for, you know, video game awards and several other things. So stay tuned.
Yeah, definitely. Next week should be an exciting week, man. There's a lot of things I'm looking forward to. Cassidy versus Disaster.
Word. My last words will be: we just had T-Pain Appreciation Week on the site. Y'all need to check that stuff out. It was dope. T-Pain himself was retweeting it, which was cool. We still actually have the podcast to do to cap that week off. And y'all need to listen to the Nights to the Turntable podcast. We got some dope conversations on there. And there's a lot in store moving forward. So definitely tune in. And Sony, if y'all don't announce The Last Guardian, I'm sorry, retract the announced part because it was announced like 7 or 8 years ago. If y'all don't give it a release date, we're going to have a problem. Just you and me, one-on-one. We're going to have a problem. But that's it. That's my last word.
Cool. I don't really have much to say, so definitely check out the site, check out all the wonderful articles on there, check out the Throwdown, Nights to the Turntable, and leave your comments on this episode. I'm sure they won't be, that they're not going to be pleasant, I'm sure. But,
Yeah, I haven't had a good comment battle with our usual suspects in a while, so.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed on the episode 100 comments. Like, you guys need to step your game up, man. You kind of been slacking.
Whoa. I don't know. It's not slacking. I've been maintaining my sanity and not going on there and dealing with that nonsense.
Yeah, not you. I'm talking to the.
Oh, you talking about them? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
It was like.
Shots fired. Wow.
That was a big episode, man. I was expecting some comments, man.
Yeah, I think we're always expecting some comments. That's all right. I'm gonna get them next time.
I'm sure there's gonna be some DriveClub insults on this one.
Yeah.
And maybe some hatred on my Gran Turismo stuff. So we shall see.
Yeah, but next week should definitely be a big show. So looking forward to that. So this is Gary Swaby signing out. Episode 101 of the Co-op Podcast. We're out. Peace.
Adios.